Valerie, just back from Belarus. Thanks for being with us. We saw in your report that you met with several dissidents, including high-level dissidents. How easy was it to have access to them?
Well, actually, it was quite easy. All these people are craving for expression. Talking to the media, especially the foreign media, as the local media is pretty muzzled, is an opportunity to speak out.
We hear people in your report expressing their fear of the police, fear of the system, of the government. Was it palpable for you as a foreigner in Belarus, this fear?
People are saying it's not so much what you see as what is unseen, and they tell us stories of intimidation, stories of people losing their jobs for speaking out too openly.
So there is this window of opportunity, or possibility at least, for people to speak out. We saw that this year's celebrations were allowed by the government. We heard as well that a political movement was actually accepted, an opposition political movement was accepted for the first time in the past 10 years. Does it mean Belarus is opening up at long last?
There is an opening. There are changes. I mean, the mere fact that the celebrations were held on the 25th of March is a very big sign of this. There's a new dialogue between the government and civil society. The Belarusian government has a new action plan for human rights. They are thinking about changes in their constitution. They're thinking about an electoral reform. They're considering changes as regards the death penalty, which is a request from the European Union. In general terms, the authorities are very keen on improving their relations with the EU to, have a new balance of power of influence between the EU and Russia, of which they are very dependent.
But is there a fear that those changes could only be cosmetic to please the EU?
It probably will be a long road. As, again, the foreign minister told me, mentalities have to change.
But they want to change, it's not cosmetic.
They say they want to change.
Okay.
They say they want to change. Now, opposition leaders don't believe that. They say it's not enough. They say repression still is too strong, torture still exists according to them, and opposition is crushed apart from, very few.
A very essential point that was made by one of the persons you interviewed in your report is that there is a fear that Belarus could be annexed the same way Crimea was by Russia.
I met the head of the press club there. She pointed out that since the events in Ukraine, some Russian media had started to question the independence of Belarus, its language, which is one of the two official languages in the country with Russian, and 50% of the Belarusian media content is Russian. So the concerns are not so much over a physical takeover as over some kind of internal takeover and resurgence of a very strong Russian influence. That's, I would say, the main concern. On the other hand, other people will say, well, Belarus is small, but it's not interesting in geopolitical terms. So Moscow would have no interest in invading Belarus as such. And also, Belarus, again, is dependent economically on Russia, so they don't really need to have to put more pressure on the country.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your insights.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for being with us.
Thank you.